My friends, I stand before you today to remind you of a timeless truth. Worry is the thief of your destiny. It steals your faith, it robs you of your energy, and it blinds you to the very opportunities God Himself has placed before you. You were not born to live in fear or to wander aimlessly in doubt. You were created to prosper, to live abundantly, and to unlock the doors of wealth that have been waiting for you all along. The first key to this door is belief. I recall a time in my own journey when doubt gripped my heart like iron chains. I wondered if the ideas I carried in my mind were mere dreams or divine instructions. And then it struck me, every great fortune ever made began first as a thought, an unshakable belief in a vision unseen. If you can see it in your mind and feel it in your heart, it is already yours in the realm of faith. The second key is releasing worry. Picture this: a man stands at a locked door, pounding on it with fear in his heart, certain it will never open. But right there in his pocket is the key. That key is faith, yet worry keeps his hand from reaching for it. I learned that the moment I stopped asking, "What if I fail?" and started declaring, "What if I succeed?" the door began to swing open. God has not called you to be anxious. He has called you to walk boldly toward your promise. The third key is action. A dream without action is a bird with no wings. I remember sitting at my desk years ago, staring at a blank page, filled with an idea that could change lives. But fear whispered, "Wait, what if it's not good enough?" I tell you today, hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever will. Take the first step in faith. Each action, however small, brings you closer to the wealth God is unlocking for you. The fourth key is gratitude. Imagine a garden where every seed you plant blooms tenfold. Gratitude is that seed. The more you thank God for what you already have, the more doors He opens for you. I've seen miracles unfold when a man learns to say, "I am blessed," even when his hands are empty. Gratitude shifts the atmosphere of your life, drawing abundance toward you like a magnet. The fifth key is persistence. Wealth rarely comes to the faint of heart. The gold miners of old did not strike fortune on the first day. They dug, they sweated, they believed. Many gave up inches from treasure, but those who persisted unlocked riches beyond their dreams. My friend, do not stop knocking on the door God has promised to open. He is already turning the key. You must not turn away, and so I leave you with this: stop worrying. Stop allowing fear to dictate your future. See the vision, release the doubt, take bold action, live in gratitude, and never, ever quit. God has already prepared the door to your wealth. The key has been in your hand all along. It is time to believe, it is time to act, and it is time to walk into the abundance that is rightfully yours. My friends, belief is not merely a thought. It is the very foundation upon which all wealth, success, and abundance are built. Without belief, no great dream has ever been born, no fortune ever discovered, and no life ever truly transformed. Belief is the invisible seed planted deep within the soil of your mind, waiting to burst forth into a reality so grand that even you may struggle to recognize it as your own creation. No, I recall vividly the early days of my journey. I had nothing but a notebook filled with ideas and a heart that burned with desire. Yet doubt sat on my shoulder, whispering, "Who are you to dream so big? Who are you to believe you can change the world?" And for a time I listened. I allowed the noise of fear to drown out the voice of faith. But then I discovered a powerful truth. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. It is not wishful thinking. It is the universal law of success, as real and unshakable as the law of gravity. And picture a mountain climber standing at the base of a towering peak. Without belief in his ability to climb, his journey ends before it begins. The mountain is no higher than the one standing inside his mind. Likewise, every man and woman who has ever unlocked great wealth has done so not because of luck, nor privilege, but because they held an unwavering belief in a vision unseen by others. They refused to bow to doubt, and that belief became a force that moved mountains, parted seas, and opened doors that seemed forever closed. New belief transforms obstacles into stepping stones. It transforms scarcity into abundance. It gives you the power to see riches where others see ruin, to see opportunity where others see despair. And hear me well, God responds to belief. When you believe without hesitation, you align yourself with the infinite power of creation itself. You are no longer just a dreamer. You are a company creator with the divine, shaping your future with every thought you dare to believe is possible. Action, my friends, is the bridge between the invisible dream and the visible reality. You may believe with all your heart. You may hold a vision so powerful that it ignites your soul, but without action, that vision remains locked away, a prisoner in the vault of your imagination. Dreams do not move themselves. They require your hands, your feet, your relentless will to bring them into the world. You know, I recall a chapter of my own life when I was overflowing with ideas, brimming with faith, yet paralyzed by hesitation. I kept telling myself, one day when the timing is right, I'll act. But the truth is, opportunity rarely comes dressed in perfection. It often comes disguised as hard work, risk, and uncertainty. That day never comes unless you make it come. A man waiting for the perfect moment will wait a lifetime, while another man with half the resources, but twice the courage, seizes his destiny. Do imagine a farmer who owns the richest soil but never sows a single seed because he fears the rain may not come. Does the earth yield its fruit for him? No. Wealth, success, abundance, they respond to movement. They respond to the courage to step forward even when you cannot yet see the full path. Every empire, every fortune, every great legacy began with one simple act, a decision followed by action. And let me tell you this, God moves with movers. Faith without works is not faith, it is mere wishing. The Creator has placed doors of wealth before you, but they do not swing open to the idle dreamer. They open to the one who knocks, who pushes, who dares to turn the handle when others only stare and wonder. The moment you act, you tell the universe, I am ready, and you set forces in motion that would have stayed asleep had you chosen to remain still. Gratitude, my friends, is more than a polite thank you. It is a magnetic force, a divine law that multiplies everything it touches. Gratitude is the soil in which the seeds of wealth, success, and opportunity grow. A man who cannot be grateful for what he has now will never be entrusted with greater riches, for he has not yet learned the language of abundance. You know, I remember a time when my pockets were nearly empty, my dreams seemed distant, and life felt like a relentless storm. I could have cursed my circumstances, complained about what I lacked, and begged the heavens for more. But I made a decision that changed everything. Every morning, I wrote down 5 things I was thankful for, even if they seemed small. A roof over my head, a mind full of ideas, the ability to keep trying one more day. That simple act of gratitude transformed my heart, shifted my thinking, and set my life on a new course. Before long, doors began to open, opportunities appeared where there were none, and blessings poured in because gratitude had aligned me with the flow of abundance. You picture this: 2 men walk through a field. One sees only dirt, dust, and hard ground, grumbling that there is nothing here for him. The other sees fertile soil, rich with potential, and thanks God for the chance to plant seeds. Who do you think will harvest the greater crop? Gratitude turns what little you have into a foundation for miracles. It prepares you to receive more because you have proven you can honor what is already in your care. Persistence, my friends, is the heartbeat of every great success story. It is the force that keeps the dream alive when the Night grows darkest, and the path ahead feels impossible to climb. Wealth, destiny, greatness, none of these are handed freely to the faint-hearted. They are claimed by those who refuse to stop digging, refuse to stop believing, refuse to stop moving forward, even when every door seems locked and every road seems blocked. You know, I remember once meeting a man who had been chasing a vision for years. He had faced failure after failure, betrayal, and loss. Many around him mocked his dream, telling him it was time to give up. But this man had one thing most others lacked: unshakable persistence. He understood a truth that too many forget: failure is not a dead end. It is simply a detour on the road to success. Months later, his persistence paid off, unlocking opportunities so vast that even his harshest critics stood in awe. Think of the gold miners of old. They dug tirelessly for months, sometimes years, hitting nothing but dirt and rock. Many abandoned their quest just inches from unimaginable wealth. Yet the few who persisted, who kept digging despite exhaustion and doubt, uncovered fortunes that changed their lives forever. Success rarely announces how close you are. Persistence is what carries you through the moments when victory feels furthest away. Purgeon is a declaration to the universe that you will not be broken, that your vision is not for sale to fear, failure, or fatigue. It is the fire in your spirit that refuses to be extinguished. Every step you take in persistence builds momentum. Every no you face brings you closer to a yes, and every setback strengthens the foundation upon which your future wealth will stand. Worry, my friends, is a silent poison. It seeps into the mind, corrodes faith, and blinds you to the blessings that are already on their way. It is the great thief of destiny, robbing men and women of the courage to take a single step toward the life they desire. Worry has built more prisons than iron bars ever could, keeping souls locked in fear when the key to freedom is already in their hand. I remember a time in my own life when worry held me hostage. The bills stacked high on my desk, my dreams felt out of reach, and every night I lay awake asking myself, what if it all falls apart? Then one morning, in a moment of stillness, I realized this truth: worry is faith in the wrong direction. When you worry, you are believing more in failure than you are in God's promise. You are betting against yourself, against your own destiny, and against the infinite power that created you for abundance. Imagine standing in front of a magnificent door, ornate, golden, radiating light. Yet you stand frozen, convinced it will never open for you. All the while, the Creator is whispering, "Turn the key, it is already yours." But worry paralyzes you, keeping your hand at your side, keeping you begging for an open door that has been unlocked all along. Worry does not change tomorrow, it only steals today. I have seen men of great vision lose everything, not because they lacked opportunity, but because they drowned in fear of what might go wrong. And I have seen men with nothing but faith rise to unimaginable heights, because they refused to let worry take root in their minds. When you replace worry with trust, the atmosphere around you shifts. Suddenly, doors open where walls once stood. The impossible bends to meet your unwavering belief that God's hand is on your life, guiding you toward your inheritance. Imagine a farmer who owns the richest soil but never sows a single seed because he fears the rain may not come. Does the earth yield its fruit for him? No. Wealth, success, abundance, they respond to movement. They respond to the courage to step forward even when you cannot yet see the full path. Every empire, every fortune, every great legacy began with one simple act, a decision followed by action. And let me tell you this, God moves. Faith without works is not faith. It is mere wishing. The Creator has placed doors of wealth before you, but they do not swing open to the idle dreamer. They open to the one who knocks, who pushes, who dares to turn the handle when others only stare and wonder. The moment you act, you tell the universe, I am ready, and you set forces in motion that would have stayed asleep had you chosen to remain still.